Nice job. Hey, listen, I heard that you booked Ajay
Yes.
Amlani back, the CEO of Aware Inc., AWRE, one of the most interesting guys we've ever had on the air. Biometrics rooted in wisdom, real biometric intelligence, the whole biometric wave.
Great defense technology.
Yeah, and it's not like he doesn't have the background based upon working with authentication space like Clear.
Yep.
Heard of Clear? You use Clear? I will tell you, I think Clear is even better than TSA PreCheck. I think it's fantastic. But let's have a chat because this is a really interesting company.
Again, ticker symbol AWRE. He's the CEO of Aware Incorporated, Mr. Ajay Amlani. Back with us here on the Big Biz Show. Ajay, welcome back, sir.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
The hardest working man in the business. It's interesting here. I want you, for the folks that didn't catch you last time, Ajay, to talk a little bit about what you guys do specifically because it's really robust.
Yeah, sure. Listen, we're a company that has actually been publicly traded since 1996. We are a biometrics company that helps ensure people's fraud is reduced by making sure that they can accurately verify their identity and also very conveniently verify their identity.
Verification of identity has become sort of, oh, by the way, for all of us, ever since we started using Face ID with our iPhones, when we're now having dual factor authentication and so on and so forth. It's a part of life. So I don't ever worry about. A lot of companies, I concern myself with what's the adoption rate? I mean, how tough is it going to be to get to market? You guys are coming at the right place at the right time. Wouldn't you agree in terms of consumers and commercial?
Yeah, we sure think so. I think people are getting much more familiar and comfortable with being able to verify their identity using a biometric. You're starting to use it in airports. You're starting to use it online. People prefer using it over a PIN code on their iPhone or a Google phone to be able to accurately identify themselves. And so when it becomes so easy that it's easier than actually just typing in a 4-digit code, you know that you're in the right time.
Hey, AJ, I want to talk about the news regarding DHS evaluation and such like that you put out a couple days ago. However, I want to talk more importantly, how can you combat deepfakes without a technology like yours? I mean, it can't. I mean, at some point, we're just human, right? And we're gullible humans, sometimes sloppy humans. How do you guys combat the deepfakes when no one else has been able to?
Yeah, I mean, listen, like the technology's come so far, so fast over the last few years. Back in 2019, it was actually that face matching was a more accurate way of being able to verify identity than even a trained officer. That's per, executives at Department of Homeland Security that actually put out those results. And so the technology for accurately identifying people and verifying that you are who you say you are has gotten so good so fast. But then on top of that, the ability for individuals to be able to accurately identify what's a deepfake and what's not a deepfake from a human perspective has become nearly impossible to be able to do so. The technology has come so far to be able to impersonate somebody else, to be able to make your own face look like something else. At first, it was just kind of all fun and games, like little emojis. You can make your face look like something else on a video call. Now it's actually being used by nefarious actors to be able to pretend like you're somebody that you're not. And that can be really dangerous. Like it's as dangerous for a 12-year-old to be pretending that you're a 40-year-old as it is for a 40-year-old to be pretending like you're 12.
AJ, I've actually used pizza to make my face look different than I normally look. But
actually, it doesn't look different because there's always a pizza in front of your face.
Ajay Amlani, CEO, Aware Incorporated, AWRE is the ticker symbol. AJ, how close or how many steps away are the bad guys when it comes to trying to keep up with like what a company like yours is doing and trying to keep people safe?
Yeah, we always try to pride ourselves on staying 2 steps ahead of the attackers. And the reason that we try to stay 2 steps ahead is because they're constantly getting better. And if you're only 1 step ahead, they're going to make the jump and they're going to be able to breach systems. So we like to actually take a look at what people are trying to do to break systems. especially around deepfakes and impersonating other people online. And so our liveness technology, our technology of being able to accurately recognize that you're actually a live human that is present in front of the camera at that time, is best in class. We've been verified by the Department of Homeland Security recently as such. We constantly are pushing our standards and certifications to be best in class. We're actually pushing even the standard setting organizations to adopt deepfake protection technology like liveness to be able to verify that a live human is in front of the camera at that time. So our deep bench of researchers and scientists are constantly looking at what are the latest attack vectors in the market. How do we actually red team our system to make sure that it's not able to be broken by bad actors, and we're constantly getting market intelligence on that.
Let's talk about the press release that came out on March 31st. What's interesting here is that the first sentence of that press release says that results demonstrate the ability to combine active level protection with passive-like usability. That's really important. Explain why.
Yeah. So what the two different things are every single time that you have a transaction online, there needs to be protections in place to make sure that it's not a video being replayed back. I know that sounds weird, but devices today can be compromised through malware, etc. And what can happen is while you're on trying to authenticate yourself online one day, even if there is good liveness technology proving that you're not a
hoax
iPad in front of a screen or a photo or a mask or something else like that, what they can do is they can actually record that session while you're there, and they can replay it by injecting it back into the video feed. So if you think about the idea of a CAPTCHA is designed to be able to prove humans, but they don't have the same puzzle or test every single time. They always vary it. It's always a different
And
test.
those CAPTCHA things are getting harder to see, man. I got to tell you.
I hate those. I hate those. I swear. And they're not inclusive either. Like I was actually served up with one deciding whether or not, something was a seaplane or an airplane. It's like, come on now, this is getting insane. Yeah. Like,
Well, Mike, is it a pizza or is it a Stromboli?
Rolex.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Is this a 1999 Rolex or a 2008
Oh my
Rolex?
gosh.
Like, okay, guys, like, listen, I can't really decide, right? So this is a big challenge. Is like inclusivity is a real big challenge, and these puzzles are getting harder and harder for people to be able to solve. And let's face it, like some people can be able to solve it, but some people, as you get older, like it takes a little bit more time.
Well, hey,
and so like having a random assessment is kind of the most important aspect of it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing too. There needs to be a best practices in terms of an industry standard as it comes to taking biometric data into actionable intelligence and making it the gold standard. And I think you have it. And I think a lot of, and as evidenced by, if you do any research on this company, their stock ticker once again is AWRE, everybody thinks you have it. Have you looked at the global ramifications of what you guys can do, or are you guys still just concentrating on DHS stuff and US first, or how do you kind of triage that?
Yeah, I mean, you always have to make decisions on where to prioritize, where to go. It's a really great question. And the reason it's a great question is because we are actively like fighting the challenge, which is basically how do we serve the globe at the same time? So we do this through a combination of partners that we basically have globally. So most of our efforts and focus is really hyper-focused on the United States market, North American market. We do some Latin American market directly as well. But trying to serve the globe requires really good partners that can be in front of the customers at the same time. So that's what we do is we basically stay focused with our limited resources on domestic and sort of, I'd say, Western Hemisphere business. And then for the rest of the world, we basically cover it through really trusted partners.
Love it. I would love to.
I love this company.
No, I mean, I just remember everything I have to do just to log in to transfer money or even to get into a document.
Yeah.
Give me one fail-safe way to do it. And I realize this is very rudimentary compared to what they're talking about identity, for DHS and everything else. But
so much easier than remembering passwords.
But I think once there's a gold standard like these guys.
Right.
Yeah.
You just call AJ. AJ, will you please tell him it's me? Thank you. Thank you. Ajay Amlani, CEO, Aware Inc. AWRE is the ticker symbol. All right, keep it here.